Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your favorite astrologer, Lex. If you love pop culture, if you love astrology, and if you like any current events going on, especially when it comes to hip hop, politics, anything, and how we can then translate what's going on with the stars. If you like all that, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And you stay tuned for more videos going on because, child, about to Mercury retrograde, like it's gonna be a lot of stuff popping off. There is this fire trine going off. Like there's gonna be people arguing and fighting. It's the holiday season. People about to be beefing with their family members. Who did you vote for, bitch? Did you vote for Trump? Like it's about to go down, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. And Mercury is in retrograde, you guys, and it's in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius rules over the ninth house. It expands our horizons. It expands our mind. It expands our perspectives by traveling cultures, different languages that we can then assume. And, it's going to be a big time for travel. So make sure that you have all of your orders in place when it comes to traveling. Double check your itinerary, double check what you brought. Make sure you triple check all of the things that have to do with communication. Make sure that you can really highlight the grander scheme and the bigger picture of the things that's going on. If there's delays, try to find a more optimistic approach when you're going through these delays, when you're going through these restrictions or anything, any perceived rejection or delay. Make sure you just remain calm and know that there is bigger and better opportunities at hand. Okay, y'all, make sure you get your double check your emails. Like even for me, I've been trying to make videos all day and I'm just like, my mind is just like, it's scattered. I'm feeling so scatterbrained, but we're going to push through. Even if it takes 25 times, 25 tries, we're going to push through and we're going to deliver. We're going to show up. Okay, you guys? So make sure that you guys comment, subscribe down below. Comment if you want more videos like this. Comment down below about the topic today. And let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about Meghan Markle, looking at her chart and looking at her transits, about what's going on. Because there has been news out that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have gone through a professional separation. That's right. The couple has increasingly attended more events alone. They're supposed to be due to attend like this Invictus games, Invictus games in 2025. But as of recently, the two have been seeing a lot alone, attending their own respective events, and there has just been a lot of conversation. And I've seen this on Twitter, and people love to hate on Meghan Markle. Like people love to hate on her, and I'm just over it. I'm really over it. So we're gonna we're gonna talk, and we're gonna look at her birth chart, and we're gonna get into all the things. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, do all the things, and let's get into it. Okay, so ciao. So Meghan Markle is a Leo sun, Libra moon, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Libra, Saturn in Libra, Uranus in Scorpio, Neptune in Sag, and Pluto in Libra. And she has a North Node in Leo. Okay, so first I just want to look at her sun. I want to look at her, I want to look at some things. Okay, we're gonna look at some things here and wonder why the press always be on her bag. I feel like the press always finds a way to try to instigate this like one-sided beef with her. And it's because she got this Mars ruled MC. The MC in our chart, the midheaven in our chart, it represents our public image, it represents our career, it represents our public perception. So the public perceives her to be in this very like Mars energy. Like Mars is all about, it's about anger, it's about passion, it's about sex, it's devotion, it's all of the aggressiveness that we, it's the fire in our belly. It's what we feel driven to do. It's what we feel motivated to go after. And with this Mars energy, it's like the public can perceive her as, somebody that's pretty aggressive, pretty ruthless. These can be like the self-starters. These can be the go-getters. These are really, really great aspects for people who can perceive someone to be a leader, to be a disruptor, an initiator of forward movement. But this is Mars. Mars is war. Mars wants to fight. Mars wants to defend its honor, defend its people. And, with people perceiving her in this Mars energy, they can perceive her as somebody that's just aggressive, overly aggressive, that's ruthless, that's unforgiving, and I feel like in some respects she definitely could have this energy. I mean, even the fact that she has like she has a lot of intense placements. Like my sis is intense. My sis is intense. My sis is intense. Um she has her Mars in Cancer, and this Mars in Cancer squares her MC. So there's tension, there's conflict between her inner motivation and her public perception, right? Her motivation could be completely different. Her public perception could be completely different than her real emotional, true nature of what she is motivated by and what she's motivated for. I mean, based on this information, she got Mars in the 12th house. She could very much be a very ruthless and vindictive person, but she does a lot of, I feel like she has a lot of like hidden motivations, but at the true core, it's all about security. It's all about stability, emotional security, emotional safety. Cancer Mars is they're going to go after and go towards things that can give them a sense of security and emotionality. Very motivated by family, very motivated by their lineage, by their roots. So this can make them very, very like ruthless people. Like a Mars ruled by the moon. This is somebody that is very, very emotionally driven. Like they're driven by their emotions. If they want to, if you way go after them emotionally and emotionally hurt them, they're gonna go after you. If you try to weaponize them, weaponize their emotions against them, weaponize their family, harm their family, talk about their family, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for, if you try to come for their stability, they're going to fight. They're going to fight. And this Mars energy, this Cancer Mars energy is squaring off with her public perception. There is conflict with her true motivations and her ideal image and her perceived image, right? But it's the 12th house. Like her Mars, her motivations can be a little bit hidden. She could even have a lot of secrets. She can have a lot of hidden motivations, but it's all in terms of finding some sense of security for herself, emotional stability, emotional security. Because it's cardinal energy. They want to initiate change. They want to initiate movement in their lives. They're going to be leaders, even if that means like ruffling some feathers, you know they're gonna do it. And they're gonna be the bad guy. They're okay with being the villain or being perceived as the villain, because they're like, I know what I'm doing this for. I know why I work so hard. I know why I want to give and provide for my family, because I know I can do it. I have the bandwidth to fight. And if somebody else wants to fight against me, I have enough motivation to fight right back. Like I listen. I don't think that Megan is like this, because she has this Cancer rising, right? She has this rising, but because there's Mars here and it's not conjunct, but this energy plays out into, her identity. Like she can come off as very like physically Cancer rising, like they look like very like soft, innocent, kind people, but then like this Mars in the 12th house, like don't underestimate Mars in 12th house people. Like they can be, those are people, if you have Mars in the 12th house, it's like people will think that you're not as strong as what you really are, or you're not as ready to fight and defend yourself as you are. But they gonna fight. They're gonna fight when they need to, when they have to. And you know and her ascendant, her rising isn't squaring her MC, but it's like the signs, they're still cardinals. So sign wise, they're squaring. So like her true nature and who she is to perceive to be, it's a conflict, it's a confliction, right? But because she's this Cancer rising, she is like, her perspective is all about wanting to be like this. can be seen as like this nurturer. She wants to present herself as somebody that is nurturing, that is calm, that is this motherly figure, that is this warm, like loving figure. And she could very much be that, you know what I'm saying? But then the public, they're like, hey, you're not, there's like some conflict in how we see you and how you're showing up. And it's like, even with her hooking up with Prince Harry, it's like it's put all of her expressions on a magnet on a crazy magnitude and a magnifying glass, and really just looks at like, hey, actually, you seem more calculated than you actually present yourself to be, which she is. You know what I'm saying? It's all about image. It's all about perception. But I don't think that she's someone that's like vindictive. That's like, I feel like in some ways she can be controlling because she does have this Pluto in the fourth house. She could have some controlling aspects to her, but it's like she wants to be in a position of power as it pertains to her relationships, her familial relationships, her close circle, right? Like she wants to be in a sense of power. And there could also be like, this could even look like her being in a powerful family. But she literally is. Like she is royal adjacent. You know, or even like uh this plutonic energy is very, very, it feels familiar to her because it could have been like she was raised with this sense of like authority, this power authority energy in her childhood. I mean, she has Saturn in the third house. Like this could even look like some there's could be like a lot of authority. There was a lot of restrictions in her childhood. There was a lot of lessons. This could even be like her learning a lot of lessons at a young age, learning how to navigate her emotions at a young age, learning how to be a speaker at a young age and be able to, you know, articulately speak about her thoughts in a way that can easily be digested. It's like she can't win. It's like she can't win. And she has this MC in Aries opposite her Jupiter. So when we have oppositions in our chart, it's like there's like this desire when one area is fulfilled, the other area feels, you know, isolated. It feels neglected. So there's this constant push and pull to satisfy both areas. So there's a constant push and pull for her to want to have this expansive nature in her family life, in her home life, but there's also then like this dedication and this obligation that she has to forge her path with her career, to forge a lot of her professional prospects. And I feel like even in her personal relationships, yes, she can maybe come off as controlling, but she wants to do it in a way that she feels like is more harmonious. But people perceive her to be someone that is very like aggressive and calculated, right? Very warlike. So even when so it's like she'll be staying at home, taking care of her kids, expanding her home life, being a mom, and then the press is like, "Oh, she don't want to go to work. She don't want to make no money. Oh my god." But then when she goes out and she's is enacting all of her obligations and being a working woman, they're like, "Oh, where's her kids? She never with her." Like it's always a constant push and pull. And I think she just had to accept like I'm just gonna be perceived as that. And I think like she does a good way of trying to showing up in a very like polished way, but there's always gonna be like that contention with her and how she's perceived because the energies are just not in alignment. The energies are not in alignment. And I wanted to look at some of the transits that was going on that maybe influenced a lot of this decision and this professional separation because like y'all, there is so much lack of nuance when it comes to detailing Harry and Meghan's occupations. I know that they had their podcast. I know that they have their foundation. And I'm like, professional separation, I feel like that's something that they needed to do because um she got this MC in Aries. She wants to be a leader. She wants to have her own self start with foraging her own leadership opportunities, her own business ventures. That's something that she wants to make for herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, she wants to have a good separation, a good balance of church and state. She's like, I don't want to come home and focus on work and come home to more work because I'm working with my husband. Like, I think this is something that they need to just like give each other some space so that they can then come together when they're not working and really like be a unified member of a family and a unified unit. Because I'm just like, are y'all dumb? I mean, even like she has Venus going into that sixth house. I mean, she has Saturn ruling over her sixth house. I think that she is a very disciplined person, a very dedicated person. But I think that with Venus here, it's like reinstating a sense of security and stability within her relationship. So I think like having a moment to be like, hey, I have to go to work. I have to do these things. I have to take these opportunities. I have to be in these leadership roles and make these decisions for the betterment and the stability of this relationship, and realizing that like, hey, I do need my own sense of income, right? Because they had their income and they had all of this prestige when it came to being associated with the royal court, but now that they are pretty much excommunicated, now they have to forge and make a name for themselves outside of the guise of the royalty. And I'm just like, why is this news? This is kind of like obvious. I think this is something that should have already happened, but I think that they're just having to, restructure a lot of their own foundation, and it's shifting a little bit of their routine. But I think that them doing that will then make them, be of service to one another better, right? Because it's these daily habits, these daily routines that help you then show up in your best light for work. But then, oh, she got that Saturn opposite her Venus, child. She got that Saturn opposite her Venus. Yeah. Yeah, she's making a lot of sacrifices for her relationship. A lot of sacrifices so that she can be a better service to those relationships. So that means, sacrificing some of these connected obligations. And because it's on this like second house, third house cusp, when it's cusping and opposing this eighth house and ninth house, is like there's some sacrificing when it comes to like joint ventures and joint income. There's a need for like a sense of like fine tuning, because I feel like they've been so merged together that they're just trying to find an equal yoked dynamic so that they can better be equal and balanced partners for one another, not in just like a work sense, but in sense of their relationship, right? How can they be a better service to one another so that they're not, finding this this merging energy? How can we merge and be able to unmerge so that we can grow our joint finances? How can we merge our belief systems? There's a pull, and there's a push and a pull with that. But it's so crazy because, she has Chiron transiting her 10th house, and Chiron is the asteroid that is the wounded healer, right? It's like this unmet wound that, you know, it is it is going to be it's a wound that we have that is going to be open. It's an open wound that will be unhealed. But with this knowledge that we've had, this garnership of this understanding about the wounds and pain that we've experienced, we can then share and offer our help to then heal and provide refuge and provide safety to others. And what's so crazy is that she actually recently hosted an intimate gathering for the Southern California Welcome Project through her Archwell Foundation. And it's like she is forging her own identity to be this like this healer, right? To be this leader of healing, learning lessons around about self, about identity, these Aries things, about the first house of me. How can I translate the healing and the pain that I've suffered so I can help others go through their sense of healing? And I believe that so basically the foundation, it was a space for um conversations and storytelling about some Arab women who are finding settlement in the US after literally being in Afghanistan and coming to the US to seek refuge, and to hear their stories and to just have open dialogue with all these women. And that's literally like her forging this newfound career path, this newfound identity as a healer, right? But even this, I feel like she could literally heal. She could literally find the cure to cancer, but her perception is she's gonna be like, she found the cure to cancer, but why didn't she find it last week? Like, there's always gonna be this confrontation, this aggression towards her because of her outward perception by the public. But I feel like even with this Chiron aspect here, like the public can even see her as like wounded. Like they could be like, okay, let's just like stop dogpiling on her for a second. It's like people love you more when you're wounded, because then people, they feel a sense of relatability to you. They feel closer to you. They feel like there's some sort of human aspect that is reflected onto you. And even like like Uranus is in Taurus, and it's on that 11th house. It's pretty much closely conjunct to her Chiron. So it's just like it's there's like a perception of her. The 11th house is the house of gains, it's the house of organizations, of groups. So it's like when she is in these groups, when she is a part of certain organizations, she feels like maybe I'm not adequate enough. Chiron and Taurus is like a wound around values, a wound around self-esteem, right? Not feeling like you are enough, not feeling like you are capable enough to be associated with these groups, right? There's a wound around being accepted, around um how valuable are you in these group dynamics. And then she has that south node in Aquarius and rules over the 11th house. Um, so Pluto is going to be transiting that south node. And she has south node in the 7th house. She got that south node in the 7th house in Aquarius, retrograde, transforming past relationships that she's had, transforming the way that she is operating in groups and these settings, transforming ways in which her open enemies have like shown themselves and displayed themselves. That version of her is dying to be reborn, to be known as not this like you know c- this person that is so focused on social mobility. But now it's like I have a deeper sense of purpose. I have a deeper sense of drive. I have deeper calling that I have to show up for. No matter how I get perceived, I have to be a leader, be a spokesperson for the women who have been discarded, who have been projected on, who have been labeled as aggressive, who have been labeled with these things. And it's like, I did these things to secure myself, to secure my family. And I think we're going to get more information about that. But this is really about her trying to set up and associate herself outside of her marriage, outside of the royal family, to do this for her. This is something that is deeply personable for her that she will be known for. And then like when Saturn goes into Aries, I feel like she's going to get a little bit more recognition for what she's done thus far. There's going to be a little bit of tension, a little bit of restriction, but over time, as Saturn really goes through that whole house, the whole Aries rulership, she's going to get rewarded. She's going to get recognition. She's going to get, even like this could be like a humanitarian peace reward, finding a lot of aid for women who want to have a voice for themselves. Yeah. I mean, even with this Mars and Leo, Mars is going to be on her Mercury, so this is going to give her like a lot of energy to speak her mind, to strategize, to come up with, it's going to be a very very like quick-witted energy. Like this is going to give her a lot of motivation to go after her ideas, go after, the ideas that often reflect like her own true identity. But yeah, this is what I see, you guys. Leave Megan alone. Leave Megan alone. Leave Megan alone. Please let me know if you guys want me to look at Prince Harry's transits just to see what's going on. I don't really actually, you know what? Let's go pull some cards. Let's pull on Meghan Markle's energy. What is the energy surrounding Meghan Markle? What is the energy surrounding Meghan Markle? Ciao. Hold on, card just fell. Yeah. Yeah, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Emperor reverse, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. My sister's like, like she might feel a little scattered when it comes to, feeling like, okay, I have some ideas coming about. She might feel like some creative block. She might not even feel like empowered right now. She might be going through it. But she's like, I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna keep continuing me. I'm gonna keep working on me. I'm gonna continue working on my value system, working on these projects. Even in the midst of like not feeling the strongest, not feeling like a true authority figure right now at the current stage, not feeling like in her fullest expression. Like she could really be feeling down during this time. And like, even when it comes to people wanting to fight with her, having conflict with her. What's some advice for Meghan Markle? What's some advice for Meghan Markle? You have the Six of Swords. So I feel like this is just it's just a time where she is trying to find some balance to move forward in her life, to get away from any difficulties that she's experiencing, um any mental blockages that she's experiencing. I think she's coming out of that slowly and going into calmer waters, but she's gonna have change on the way at the bottom of the deck. So y'all stop playing with her. Stop playing with her. Like she's gonna get over this, but look at her. She's just like, y'all, I'm just trying to live my life and have these kids, and y'all keep bothering me. Y'all keep bothering me. But it's like my sis, she's not gonna back down. She gonna keep fighting. She's gonna keep foraging her skills, her talents, everything that she is committed to. She's gonna keep working at it. But she probably is just like, girl, I don't know what to do. It's like everything I do, I get knocked down 10 steps. And I feel for her. I really do feel for her. I really do feel for her. And even the fact that like I know that there's controversy around the fact that, like, she could've she could've been a little, like, gung ho when it comes to finding this relationship and being with Harry, and kind of just like, you know what I'm saying? She was out here canoodling to work her way to the top, and now she's at the top, and she's just like, "Girl, for what?" But she's not gonna stop. She's not gonna stop. She is dedicated. She got that Saturn ruling her 6th house. Like, she is dedicated. She when she has a goal in mind, she's going to be dedicated to seeing through that goal. Even if it comes to her, even if it comes at her with the emotional distress, she's gonna work her way up and she's gonna be good. She's gonna be fine, but she's just over it. She is like, she's tired. She's like, I'm just nothing I can do is good. Nothing. And y'all need to leave her alone. Y'all need to leave her alone because it's taking a toll on her marriage. Y'all leave Meghan alone. Leave her alone. But yeah, you guys, this is it. I hope you guys enjoy. Please let me know if you want to do Prince Harry's transits, and let me know what you guys think of this. Like, what do you think about Meghan Markle? Do you think that she's a snake? Do you think that she is a wolf in sheep's clothing? I personally think that she is somebody that's very dedicated, very calculated. She wants to secure a sense of stability for herself. And I think she might have just girl boss too close to the sun. And now she's having to deal with it, but she knows, like, this is what I wanted. But sometimes what you want isn't always what's good for you. But I think even with that Jupiter in the fourth, she's she's longed to, expand her family unit, and to have a sense of power with that expansion. So whether it was gonna be Harry, it was probably gonna be somewhere else, but she was gonna mark her claim and claim her mark. Is that the word? But now she's like, dang, she's doing work that's a little bit more meaningful to her, work that she can find a true sense of identity with, a true sense of passion for. And it's going to be outside, the guise of what she's done before with the royal court. But yeah, you guys, this is it. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.